Something bad is about to happen to me. I don't know what, but I feel it.
Hello, world. What's up, guys? How's everyone doing today, tonight, this morning, whenever you're listening to the Fight Bananas podcast? We are Fight Bananas, and we are crazy about fights. SD Dumas, the UnBroken, will join the show in just a couple minutes, guys. Definitely got to throw out a couple things. UFC 239 this weekend. It's here. It's finally here. The card of the summer, the card of the year. You could arguably say the greatest male and female fighter in the history of mixed martial arts are fighting on the same card to defend their titles. That's insane. Jon Jones in the main event versus Santos. Jon Jones, the greatest ever inside that octagon. Unbeaten. He can do things in the octagon that just other men and females cannot do. The man is he's unbelievable. He really is just that top-notch, top-end Michael Jordan, Muhammad Ali in his prime. He's that damn good. Santos has the underdog, that knockout punch. Of course, guys, it's MMA. Anyone can win at any given time. It's amazing. That's why the sport is how good the sport is, right? But in the co-main, you do have Amanda Nunes versus Holly Holm. That is one fight I do want to get into. We will have staff predictions on FightBananas.com. We'll have numerous of people throw in their take, their picks, their predictions. But guys, that's probably the fight that I'm 55-45. I cannot wait for that fight because I think Holly Holm has that upset ability. The kicks, the striking, and she's done it. She's done it on the biggest stage of all time, defeating Ronda Rousey, the unbeaten, the Babe Ruth of female MMA. Holly Holm has done it. And then the last fight I will get into right now that I do want to talk about, 239, and I'm just going to call this out. This is the fight for me. This is the fight that I've been waiting for all summer, not even just because we were with him. Fight Bananas was with Jorge Masvidal a couple weeks ago. I was into this fight all spring. These are the two welterweights that the world is talking about. Ben Funky Askren, Jorge Masvidal. The winner needs a title shot, has earned a title shot. And guys, that winner will be Jorge Masvidal. I'm just all in with Jorge's game, his mindset, his momentum, his positive of slamming down the takedowns, pushing that wrestler aside and throwing his hands. And Jorge wants blood, and that's just a bear you do not poke. Jorge Masvidal will get the job done. Jorge Masvidal, Amanda Nunes, Holly Holm, and Jon Jones. This is incredible. We got a lot of fighters down there, American Top Team doing work. We got a lot of fighters from the family of First Round Management that we love dearly here at the Fight Bananas podcast. Guys, we can't wait. UFC 239 this Saturday night. Guys, buy the pay-per-view. Stop freaking stealing it from your neighbor through Twitter. Come on, guys. Support the fighters. They entertain us. They give up their bodies, their livelihoods on the line every single time. Pay the freaking money, guys. Support fighters. Support local fighters. Talking about local fighters, we just threw out a couple fights. August 2nd, Island Fights 58, Pensacola Bay Center. The Lucas Alexander Guerrero fight is insane. It's bananas. The one we dropped last night, James Freeman versus Tyler Zombie Hill. Wow. Stand-up war. Is it going to go down to the on the mat? We're not sure. We'll talk to both men in the near future. But this podcast right here, guys, this is SD Dumas. This is the UnBroken one. I'm calling this right now the summer of SD Dumas. The great momentum that he has. First Round Management just picked him up. He's doing big moves. I want to talk to him about that. And, of course, the comparisons. Dean Toole and I. Dave Van Auken. Follow me on social media everywhere. David Van Auken. Spell it correctly. Jon Jones. The comparison's out there. He just has that body type. Long, lean, mean. Man, can he be the next Jon Jones? When he is 24, 25, 26, Bones might be a heavyweight. He might be a little bit after his prime. We'll see. I want to talk to him about that. I definitely want to talk to him about UFC 239, the summer of SD Dumas, all the work he's putting in over there in the Panhandle. Guys, here we go. Let's talk to SD Dumas. All right, guys, here we are. I told you he'll be on the line. Here it is, SD UnBroken Dumas. What's up, my man?
What's up, man? How you doing, man?
Man, real good, man. You're making moves, my man. You're making moves. I love this about you. I remember seeing you a year and a half ago around the island fights, and everyone was like, shrubbing me and saying, hey, keep your eye on SD Dumas. I'm like, okay. Oh, I like him, and I watched you fight. I was like, okay, I see it. Man, tell me on this journey. It's been over a year and a half, only 23 years young. Just signed with First Round Management, but I want to talk about so much. But definitely, lead everyone into where you're at right now, and definitely the journey you've been on for the last year.
Man, first when I started off with doing kickboxing, I started off with kickboxing. At first I was taking it serious, but not taking it serious because I was just using this sport just like as, cardio, getting back in shape because I used to play ball and football and stuff. So I'm mostly just using it as just get back in shape. And then I was training with Larry Downs Jr. At his gym. And then JR and RJ Summerlin was like, hey, you want to take a kickboxing match? And I was like, yeah, I'm fine with that. So I took my first kickboxing match. And I was only 3 months into experience of knowing anything. So I took the first fight, won my first fight, first round, 30 seconds. And then
that felt good to get the first one?
Yeah, it felt good, whatever. And then ever since then, I just seen other people fighting in the card that had more experience than me, and I'm just like, you know what, I might just do this. It's fun. It's a good, sport, good conditioning. I mostly just love the sport because you can learn different techniques, just stuff that you didn't know you can do with your body until I joined the sport, really. But after that, I just started training. Then couple months passed. Larry shut his gym down. I started going to Rumble Training Center, training with my current coach right now, Ben Seeley at Deepwater MMA. He's the one that surely made my striking and my awareness where I need to be right now. He's the one that driven me to be, great at what I can do, striking, my jiu-jitsu, just being well-rounded. So that's the man I really look up to a lot in my fighting career because he never doubted me at all. He stayed with me through everything. He even helped me get ready for a fight that was on a 2-week notice, and he was like, "Oh, okay." So ever since then, it's just been a great journey with Ben Seeley. I love him a lot as a coach and as a friend.
No, that's awesome, man. It's so great to have. In this world, there's so many, let's just be honest, phonies. There's so many just punks out there, and it's just cool to be, you can legitimize, okay, this man's for real. This man's got me, supportive, got my back and all that. That's great to hear.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And I know, okay, so undefeated, you're going in, I'm calling this, you ready for this one? I said this in the intro for you, my man. To me, this is the summer of SD Dumas. So we just had you at Dean Tool Promotions, defeated a tough Mike Lee. 3 rounds, a great fight. A 30-second knockout is fantastic, but sometimes you want to go 15 minutes. You want to test yourself and see what's up. You got that. You just choked a man out. I just saw that at the SEC. And then you got another fight at Beatdown at the Beach August 10th. It's just, man, talk to me about the summer of SD Dumas.
Honestly, this summertime, me and my coach talked about, mostly since my fighting style is basically Muay Thai and kickboxing, we decided, to take more kickboxing matches. I am taking one more amateur MMA match. That's in November to defend my SFC middleweight championship.
Okay.
And then, after that, that's when hopefully, Dean can find me a fight, somebody for my first pro fight.
Yes, sir.
But mainly this summer is basically SD kickboxing. Well, basically 2019. Let's just say that. With one exception, one MMA match. So, it's really, I just been focusing on bettering my striking. That's the main thing. I still work on my jiu-jitsu and my MMA, don't get me wrong, but if I can outstrike somebody with legs, hands, and elbows and knees, then I feel like I can be one superior striker at middleweight. I tell people, I only started just a year of just training and fighting, but I have taken my training serious. If it's 8 to 5 job, I put in extra hours even when I'm clocked out.
Yeah.
So I really do take it to heart. And, you know, a lot of people ask me, are you scared to lose? Honestly, I tell people I'm not scared to lose because, like I said, I've only been in the sport just only for a year. And also, like, just come with respect. Like, if you knock me out or submit me or I lose by decision, that just let me know I need to work on this, this, and this. So I take it upon myself that, you know, a loss to me is still a win in my column
For sure.
because that lets me know, like, hey, you still got some more work to do, so let's just get at it.
Yeah.
But
SD, man, that's a great mindset. Like you're 23 years old. You got forever in this game, and you need to worry at the, you know, with the amateur level. Let's get these little wrinkles out of the way, because when you turn pro, that's when you're going to go 1-0, 2, 3, 4, 5, and build up. And the next thing you know, UFC middleweight championship bout, you know, 2023. That's the goal. So let's get everything right now. You know what I mean?
yes, that's the main thing because, like I said, I'm glad I signed my first round management.
Yeah, let's talk
You know,
about that. Let's hit it up. If I can tell a little backstory of this, which is just awesome. For one, I do want to get into a little bit of that Dean Tool promotion show, which is amazing. You know, Jorge was there, Showtime was there, the weigh-ins, how fun all that was. So we'll talk about that. But, you know, I'm sitting front row, and we're getting a lot of stuff done. We're getting a lot of media stuff done for Fight Bananas. And Abe and Malky sits right next to me, and they've been on the show before. You know, we're big fans of them. They love what we're doing. It's a great family, man. They're great to be around. And Abe kind of like hits my shoulder. He goes, "Who's that?" I go, "That's SD Dumas." He goes, "Oh, okay, I like this." I'm like, he's like, "What's his what's his record? What's his game like?" I'm like, "Bro, this man's undefeated." Dean said it, and I've said it, and I don't say it just outlandishly. I'm like, this kid could be the next Jon Jones. These comparisons are real, and you know how much they love Jon Jones over there at FRM. And I said that, and they're like, "Oh, okay, I see that." And like, they're lean, mean, strong, all this. And like, it was so funny to see Abe and Malky's like their face, like, wow. They kind of like they got up for it, so they loved watching you fight. So that's a little backstory. And then they're like, "Hey, yo, tell SD to come over here." I'm like, "Okay, cool, man." It felt cool to be in that moment because I'm like, I was just felt like the middleman. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, SD, come here. So yeah, talk about FRM. Talk about that Dean Tool promotion show.
Yeah, you know, FRM, you know, I'm so glad, you know, they seen what I can showcase in the ring, you know. Like, I love it. I hear so much good stuff about it. Like, I tell people, like, who I look to in, like, this fighting-wise is Jon Jones, Anderson Silva, and Israel Adesanya, you know. But the main person I look forward to is Jon Jones because I just like how he fights. His fight recognition is great. That's why I'm glad, like, I can actually be on a first-round management with somebody that I look up to. You know, first-round managers, you know, only heard nothing but good things. I know they take care of their clients like their family. I never heard anything bad about them. And, you know, I'm so glad I made the step with signing with them because I know they're going to get me to where I need to be, to, you know, better my training, you know, make sure my kids and me and my family that's around me is good. You know, it's just a big thing about signing the first-round manager, and I'm just so happy to be a part of the first-round management family. Like, for instance, we got Michael Davis, you know, we got, like, big, like, top prospects that are coming up.
Hannah Goldie.
Hannah Goldie.
Taylor White. Dude, FRM is just stacked. They got Jorge. They got Showtime. It's insane with their roster.
And I know, and I love it. I'm just so glad to just be a part of that family, you know. Soon, like I say, soon I should be in the UFC. You know, I work my ass off, but I'm so glad to just have first-round management in my corner, supporting me through my whole fighting career. So I can ask for nothing better than that, you know, just for me to work harder and also impress them even more to make sure, you know, if I do get a Tuesday night contender, you know, chance to fight, you know, hey, I have first-round management, you know, in my corner the whole time. You know, the main thing is to get to the big stage. And I know with first-round management in my corner, I know I can get to the big stage. I just have to put in the work and the effort.
Absolutely. Absolutely. You said it, and, you know, amazing. I saw a picture a couple days ago, you training over there with, you know, Summerlin, you said, but Roy Jones. How is it? He's just such a big part of the community. How is it to train with the GOAT, the greatest boxer of all time, Pensacola? It's insane.
You know, just training over there, seeing what he do. Matter of fact, it kind of like opened the insight of like my fighting.
Yeah.
He basically just told me, put it like this, like everybody's looking for that knockout punch or hesitant about punching or kicking. Even if that person is blocking, still hit the shoulder, still hit the arm, still hit something, just to let your opponent know, like, hey, I'm still in your face. Even if it's not a clean shot on the buzzer or anything like that. Basically told me, do not stop hitting. Hit anything that's on their body, because eventually that body goes into muscle memory, which will instantly, as he was saying, you'll start dropping your arms, you'll start reacting different.
Yeah.
You'll have this thinking like, hey, you'll have him thinking like, oh, is he trying to kick me? Is he trying to punch me? What do I need to do? And just hearing them words and like seeing him spar, it kind of just opened an insight, into like my fighting career. And even when I seen Dana White Tuesday Contender Series when Hannah Goldie fought, when Dana White said he's looking for killers, same thing Roy said, you got to be a barbarian when you come into this fight business, because that next man is trying to take off your head. So he was telling me, just attack the body. It doesn't mean body, head. Attack the arms, attack the shoulders, attack the legs, attack anything that you see is open. He said it doesn't even matter if that person is blocking, because eventually their arms and stuff will get tired from taking too many hard shots and quick shots. He basically just told me, just keep attacking, playing your game, but just keep attacking, being on offense, but also being on defense, and reaction time. He said it doesn't make a difference if you're just throwing punches and just waiting. He said reaction time is the key of fighting, and that's what I learned from him. Just sitting him, watch him spar. Just sitting around, just learning from one of the best boxers that's been around in the sport. It feels great just to be around something like that, because I was honestly like a little kid yesterday, just like, oh shit, like this is like what it needs to really take to be up at the top level.
Yeah.
So I take in consideration.
These lessons that you're learning are just priceless. There's how many MMA, how many boxing fighters, how many kids, how many amateurs on the rise would love that lesson from Roy Jones. You know what I'm saying? These are just priceless life lessons. And I agree with what Roy said, man. I love what he said. And to me, it's mentally too. You want to tell the fighter that you're fighting, bro, I'm here in the middle of the ring. I'm not going anywhere. If you move, I'm hitting your shoulder. I'm hitting your stomach. I'm being the aggressor. I'm throwing my hands. I'm throwing my legs. Man, Roy Jones, the GOAT, right? That's what they say for a reason. And also you in the Panhandle, you mentioned deep water. I just think with me going to the Panhandle so much lately and within the last year for Island Fights and for Dean Tool Promotions, I just feel like it's a hotbed right now. How many, Brock Weaver's coming out of there, anywhere through that Alabama, anywhere through Panama, Destin, of course, Pensacola, you're there. Just so much action, so much, MMA content coming out of there. What do you think of the Panhandle on how hot that place is for MMA?
Honestly, I think it's very hot, because like I said, you got, different type of gyms just from, like you said, Alabama and down the side, Destin, Panama. Like I said, you got all these gyms, and they just love to fight. You got some people that just can't get enough of fighting. And honestly, in this area, so many people love to fight. It's crazy. For instance, Max Mustaki, he first time I ever started watching Island Fights, I'm like, damn, this man just don't want to quit. He got knocked down a couple of times, but he just don't want to quit because he loves to fight. And that's what I've seen from Brock. That's what I've seen from all these different type of names that are coming up that I sparred with and got some work in with. It's they just don't want to quit. And that's how I noticed just it's no quitting them. I haven't everyone I have seen fought, even if they win or lose, it's a back and forth battle. It's a back and forth battle. Nobody wanted to lose. And that's what I noticed just from seeing people here.
Yeah.
And seeing fight, they just have no quit in them, because everybody want to be in the big leagues, be on top. And so they put in the same time and effort, as I'm doing, but they just don't want to quit. Some people just have that, that Viking, that inner beast in them that yo, I'm not going to let you beat me. You're going to literally have to kill me in this ring. And honestly, I love it. Like that's how I think. Like my last fight, yes, I was bleeding out my eye and everything. I didn't even know I was bleeding until I don't even know when. I was just like, whatever. But I was like, I love it so much, and it's just like, honestly, it's just like, just in this area, it's honestly what it is to me is that it's so small, and the UFC don't really like bigger people, like bigger like companies like Bellator, UFC, ONE FC Championship, like they don't see like the Florida and Alabama, in this region like big, but they choose like these other names like in California, like New York. Like don't get me wrong, everybody work their ass off, but like it's like we're down in the south part, and it's
Sure.
like don't nobody really look at us.
Sure. Yep.
But it's like now they're looking at us, and it's like, wow, these fighters are actually coming like to fight, and they're like, well, I love it. Like for instance, Michael Davis took a fight like on a 2 weeks notice or something like that.
Yes, sir.
And that,
Gilbert Burns, UFC Fort Lauderdale.
Yes, and it's like people are like, oh, I'm scared to fight, or like, nah, I don't want to. But like, if you want to be on that big stage, if the head man say, hey, do you want to fight, whatever, on UFC, whatever, even if you do lose that fight, who cares? You made it to the big leagues and you got a spot in the big league.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I don't care. Like I tell people, I took a fight on a 3-day notice. Why? Because I love the fight and I love the experience. Yeah, I had to kill myself, whatever, like cutting like 15 pounds real quick. But like that just shows you like how many people want it. If you really want it, you will really go after it. It doesn't mean, oh, I don't want to fight. No, it'll show in the ring. It'll just show. Like, honestly,
sure.
I just go out there and fight and have fun.
Absolutely, man. It's that mindset. You said it. All those fighters, Brock, Max, Mike Beast Boy Davis, they have that mindset. They just won't quit. I love that. And you know who else won't quit? That Jackson Wink MMA Academy, man. I definitely throw this out there. I want you to share that link. We'll share it too here at Fight Bananas for you. We want to get the word out. Definitely on social media, guys. On Instagram, it's SD_UnBroken_Dumas. Definitely give him a follow. But definitely talk about, it looks like the game plan, you're going to head out there to the west to Jackson Wink to train a little bit.
Yeah, I'm going to go out there and go train. Honestly, I've been wanting to go out there, not, because also Jon Jones is out there. And also I just heard so much good thing, their wrestling program, their striking, they break down a lot of stuff that like fits in my my fighting background.
Yeah.
It's the main thing of just getting better experience with longer and taller fighters, that you have like coaches and wrestling coaches and jiu-jitsu coaches that can help you like make your length a deadly threat to like these smaller fighters. Because honestly, I'm fighting the middleweight, and most of the people I'm going to be fighting is going to be about 5'11", 5'9", something like that. So, of course, they're going to want to get close into me. And just going to Jackson Wink, just getting legit training at coaches that understand the ground of like a longer, taller person, it plays so much a big factor that, I love it. And just seeing like people that I know that went to Jackson Wink or have talked about Jackson Wink's, that, they say, you're going to love it. Even though Jon Jones is there and you got Holly Holmes and, a couple other people there, you're going to love it, how they train their fighters, how they really acknowledge their fighters to be, like, great at what they do. So, like, that's the main thing. I always want to go to a gym. Even when I do travel, like, I just want to feel welcome. Like, I don't want to go nowhere, like, I don't feel welcome.
Yeah, you never want to feel an outsider, especially in that MMA game. There's a lot of trust with your body and the other person's body. So like you said, you're nailing it again, SD. One thing you're nailing too, I'm at the studio here right now, and I'm looking at this End Still Nutrition bottle, this Vitals bottle, and I see this mean mug. I see SD Dumas on it. Man, how important has End Still Nutrition have been for you and even for a lot of those local community fighters there? End Still Nutrition.
Honestly, man, I really greatly appreciate Brad and Still community being behind me and supporting me. Honestly, man, without Still, like, it really, my camps would have been kind of like crazy, like cutting weight, make sure I get the right stuff in me, BCAAs, protein shake, being hydrated. Ever since I've been with Ant Still, I've been with them, with Brad, because he runs Ant Still. I've been with them for a long running, like throughout my whole fighting career. They helped me with everything. Like, they made sure my weight cuts are good. I'm getting the right stuff in me, my BCAAs, my protein shakes. They make sure that you have the stuff that you need to wake up and function every day for hard-fought days of training. And also after, like, training and weigh-ins, they have the stuff that's going to make you hydrate, babe, make you feel great, get ready to be a beast in the ring or outside the ring, And I really do appreciate, like, what Brad and the whole Ant Steel has done for me.
For sure, man. That's awesome. There's a couple. I want to get into the UFC 239, those 3 big fights. I want to get into some predictions real quick. But before that, I want to give you the floor. Definitely shout out if there's any other sponsors, any other people close to you. If you want to shout out Deepwater MMA, anyone you want. Dean Tool, my brother, the floor is yours. Shout them out.
Yeah, I want to give a shout out to First Round Management. I want to give a shout out to Dean Tool Promotion. I want to give a shout out to Ben Sealy. That's my coach. Deepwater Rumble Training Center, 10th Planet Jiu-Jitsu in Mobile. Bobby Rivers, he's the head coach at 10th Planet. Sean Lynch, and I'm Sean Lynch Glass Replacement. Milestone Dennis, that's in Daphne, Alabama. Dexafix, they also helped me out with getting my VO2 max and my body scan. And Steel Nutrition, Print Bros. I also want to give a shout out to you, Fight Bananas, because y'all really been behind me a lot.
Appreciate it, my man. Appreciate it.
Yeah, that's basically it, because them been the main people that been in my corner that's been helping me out through the whole time. I really greatly appreciate everybody that's been with me with my fighting career. I can't ask nothing but great things of people helping me. That's really the only thing I ask. Like, you helping me and being in my corner and not like changing on me. I'm not the best talker and the best person. But I really greatly appreciate everyone helping me in the time that I need of getting ready for my fights. So that's like all the shout outs I want to give to because also Matt Weibel and SFC Summit Fighting Championship too.
Yeah.
Him and Dean has been the main people that has been giving me these great fights and these great opportunities to make sure I am like in top notch shape for competition. So they're the main 2 people. And of course, Ben Sealy, that's my striking coach, and Bobby Rivers, that's my jiu-jitsu coach, and Derek Overby. Sometimes that I can't get to Bobby out there in Mobile, Derek also teaches 10th Planet too. So I want to give a shout out to all of them.
Hell yeah, that's awesome, man. People helping people, they definitely see big-time talent. I've seen it for over a year and a half now. I was like, gosh. Dean's like, yep, keep your eye on him. And we are, man. Fight Bananas definitely have your back. All right, there's 3 big fights this Saturday, UFC 239, and kind of, with the Jackson Wink and FRM connections, I think it'd be really cool to kind of, you and I go back and forth with it. First of all, is that welterweight fight. Jorge Masvidal, just there at Dean Tool Promotions a couple weeks ago, he's facing off the funky Ben Askren. What do you see in that fight?
Honestly, Jorge, if I'm saying it right.
Yep.
Honestly, man, from what I've seen, what he have done to, Cowboy Cerrone, Darren Till, honestly, man, striking and how he stuff is, like, just great.
Yeah.
Everybody talked about Darren Till, how his striking, but when I seen that fight between him and Darren Till, I'm like, he's very calm and like he can read you before you can read him. Honestly, I do like Ben Askren, because I did wrestle and stuff, whatever. He did do at Missouri. But honestly, the Funk, he gonna try to take you to the ground because that's his specialty, grappling.
Sure.
He did it to Bobby. Honestly, Bobby Lar was beating the F out of Ben Askren. But Jorge, I seen that he has good jiu-jitsu, good grappling. He also got good striking. So, honestly, I'm going to call it like this. Honestly, I'm going to say it probably going to go all 3 rounds, and I'm going to give it to Jorge because his striking, because, honestly, I feel like he's going to try to keep this fight standing up.
For sure.
Because why? Because Ben Askren, don't get me wrong, I'm not the type of person to disrespect anybody, but Ben Askren doesn't have good striking. He just punch and just try to get in and take you to the ground. So he'll take a couple licks just to get you to the ground.
Yeah, that's his game for sure. He's one of the greatest wrestling MMA fighters of all time, and that's his game plan, and he doesn't beat around the bush. He doesn't. He goes straight for it. He'll take 1 or 2. His chin is tough, and he wants to get into the body, and then he'll wrestle or try to submit you down like he did to Robbie Lawler and every other competitor before that.
Yeah.
I think Jorge is going to do work. That's just my prediction. I think he's going to stuff these takedowns. And I talked about it, in the last week or two. Jorge is one of the nicest human beings in the world. But SD, there's just some men in life, this, that you just don't poke the bear. And I feel like funky Ben Askren has poked the bear to Jorge. And I don't think that's the right thing to do. I think Jorge is going to throw his hands. He's going to throw them violently. And I think he's going to get the job done. To me, first round TKO Masvidal. I'm calling that one right now.
All right. Well, we're going to see, man. Yeah, because like I said, that understanding is, when you're messing with somebody that's just cool and relaxed, like they say, like a person that is quiet or a person that's good don't really say too much and you push their buttons.
Yeah.
Then blow up and then be like, whoa.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
I didn't think of this. Yeah, it's going to be a good fight. Hopefully, because honestly, I don't want to I don't know. I don't know. I can't give a prediction on it, but I know it's going to be a banger. I know that much.
Hell yeah. The co-main event, Holly Holm versus Amanda Nunes. Holly Holm's over there at Jackson Wink. Amanda Nunes is down south, American top team, Coconut Creek. You can argue Amanda Nunes is the greatest female fighter of all time. 2 straps on her, just literally walked right through Cyborg, who was undefeated just in the UFC. Insane. I can't wait for this fight. I can't even really predict it. I think we're going to put out predictions on fightbananas.com later this week, but that fight is insane. It's bananas.
Yeah, it's I can't wait to see that fight because both of them are good at striking. Holly Holmes is a 10-time boxing, something like that with boxing.
Yeah.
Amanda Nunes, from what I've seen, she has some good strikes and she surely has some good kicks. Honestly, I really haven't seen any of them go to the ground as much, and I know Holly have some ground. But honestly, I'm going to say for all co-main event, all 3 5-minute rounds, it's going to be a banger between both of them. I was looking on Instagram on Jackson Wing's page, and I seen Holly Holmes doing these kicks. The question mark kick, going from the question mark kick to the roundhouse kick,
Yeah.
So I see she's been working on that.
If she lands one of those, SD, she could put Amanda to sleep. She could.
Yeah, be for real. Yeah, because honestly, Amanda Nunes to me, Amanda Nunes is what you call aggressive Muay Thai fighter.
Okay.
How she fights. Like they say, how you beat a boxer, kick the legs. How you beat a kicker, out punch him. With Amanda Nunes' striking skills, I give it to her. She's very fluent with them. But honestly, I don't know because Holly Holmes come with it too. Think about it. Everybody's scared of Ronda Rousey, and Holly Holmes just came in and destroyed Ronda Rousey and just kept it moving. A lot of people scared of Cyborg, and Amanda Nunes took Cyborg out in the next minute or 2 into the round. Yeah,
it was 48 seconds into the first, and that's why this fight is so damn exciting. These are, to me, the 2 legends of female MMA for the last 3-5 years. They went through Cyborg, they went through Rousey, and now they're meeting, and to me, they're both meeting at their pinnacle. I think this is going to be the best Holly Holm we're ever going to see, and this is going to be the best Amanda Nunes we're ever going to see. So this is incredible. Cannot wait. But there's one fight left. There's definitely, this fight is dear, I think, to you and I. Thiago Santos, the light heavyweight contender versus Jon Jones, the greatest mixed martial artist in the history of the galaxy, I think. I'm not going to beat around it. Jon Jones is going to stop this man. I think he stops him in the second or third because Jones usually doesn't go all out in the first. That's just not his style. He likes to, feel who he's fighting out. He wants to feel him. He wants to see where Santos is going to throw that big overhand right. Bones in the second or third continues his insane winning streak as a light heavyweight champion.
Yeah. Like I said, that's what I look up to. Like I said, I'm going with Jones all the way. I'm gonna say in the second round, because from what I've seen from Santiago is that he tried to hit people with these wild power punches.
Yes.
Eventually, going 5 rounds, and you got a person like Jon Jones that his reach is 84.5. And like he's so quick with it. Like, honestly, getting on a person that, honestly, in my opinion, trying to get in on somebody like that with power punches, honestly, like, it's going to be hard because why Jon Jones is so unorthodox that he can hit you from different angles with punches, kicks, elbows, clinch. He can take you to the ground. And honestly, from Santiago, I haven't seen really. Only thing I've seen from him was that he has power. Everybody Jon Jones went against for once, like everyone had power. Honestly, Santiago to me is like really just a power fighter.
Yeah.
And for instance, Rampage Jackson, when Jon Jones fought Rampage Jackson, same thing how Rampage Jackson was. He's a boxer. He had power. And honestly, I feel like, Jon Jones can stand and strike with him. But honestly, I know Jon Jones can take him to the ground and beat him up like bad. I'm not even going to say like, no, like he'll literally like knock him out. So it's honestly, it's a good fight, because everybody want to test Jon Jones like, I can beat him. He's not that good. But Jon Jones' fighting IQ is like exceeds it.
Yeah, that's why he's the greatest ever, SD. You just nailed it. His body, his length, the 84.5, his athletic ability, his power. Okay, he could be an all-timer. But then when you match up probably the smartest fighter ever to do it, and Jon Jones, and you match that, you got the GOAT. You just have the greatest fighter ever. You go into a laboratory and you make a fighter, Jon Jones comes out. It's just that simple.
Yes, and like people got to understand the props. Like Jon Jones started fighting in the age of 19.
Yeah,
got into UFC around when he was 23, and he just ran through these dudes. Like don't get me wrong, like he had a couple hard fights, but like he just made his way into the UFC. Like, hey, I'm here to stay. Nobody's gonna get in my way. And he's very like cool, calm, and collected. Like, that's the main thing what people don't understand. If you're very like humble and like just cool and being yourself, like you'll get a long way. And, like a lot of people don't like, like, how can I say this? A lot of people honestly think MMA is supposed to be this, who got the biggest jewels,
Sure, like a savage. Like just a complete two guys go into a fence and they fight. It's not like that, man. It's a sport.
Thank you. It's a sport, and honestly, that's why I love Jon Jones so much. Everybody talk BS, because, that's what everybody want to hear.
Sure.
But honestly, you can tell, even when I be looking at Jon Jones' interviews, you can tell on his face, like, he don't want to talk smack. He just want to get in there and fight and show people, like, hey, I messed up. But, hey, this small drug test and all this and stuff didn't affect my striking, my talent that I have into this business. And honestly, I respect Jon Jones so much as a fighter and as a man, because like I said, honestly, why I changed my name is because, I was looking at a documentary on Jon Jones, after, he got into a car accident, he got popped with having illegal substance inside his body. And he made and it was one of his fights. I forget one of his fights that he had a shirt.
UnBroken.
UnBroken.
The Nike one. Yeah. It was against Glover Teixeira, I believe.
Yeah. And honestly, when I seen that, and honestly, man, like I tell people, I've been through so much. I did so much, wrongness. And honestly, I have been done wrong myself. And like, a lot of people honestly thought, I'd be dead or in prison for my life. A lot of people really wasn't behind me and a lot of stuff. Honestly, that name fits me so much better than the Reaper. The Reaper was a cool name, but UnBroken, actually fits into my character, because I have been through so much to the point I never stopped believing in my own self, and I kept pushing forward. Like, I never stopped, and I never let nobody in my way, like, unbreak me, like breaking me to the point that I can't do anything in my life. So that's why I changed my name to UnBroken. A lot of people think says, oh, you think UnBroken says, oh, you can't be touched. No, UnBroken has a whole different type of meaning if you go read it.
Yeah.
So, like, that's the main reason why I chose that name.
Man, I respect that so much about SD. Hey, man, I appreciate your time. We definitely went longer than I thought, and I loved it. It was that good. The content is insane. It's great. Everyone got to go follow my man, SD Dumas. I saw that you just got the fighter. You got the, the sports page on Facebook, so give him a follow. Instagram, SD_unbroken_Dumas. Give this man a follow. Guys, we're going to share that link. Jackson Wink, every little bit helps, man. Pitch in a little bit. We're going to get SD out there to the West. He's going to train with some of the greatest trainers and fighters in the world. Fight Bananas is about to help you out a little bit on that, my man. SD,
thank you, man.
Yes, sir. We appreciate your time. We can't wait. We'll see you soon. We'll be in Pensacola August 2nd. I know you're not on that card, but hopefully we'll see you around weigh-ins. And, man, we'll see you soon. We appreciate you.
All right. Thank you for having me, man.
Yes, sir. We'll talk to you soon.
All right. Bye-bye.
That was it, guys. That was SD UnBroken Dumas. What a great interview. The content was insane. To hear about his backstory, to hear what he's been through. Gosh, I give all the credit to the world to that man. I'm telling you, future UFC superstar, future, the Jon Jones comparison is for real. It's just so funny how that's just picked up so much steam. FRM's got his back. Jackson Wink's got his back. I know they're going to see, wait a second here, guys. We got another Jon Jones coming in the future. Guys, great stuff, man. What a great show. Thank you so much for being a part of it. Download and subscribe the Fight Bananas podcast. Check out fightbananas.com for MMA content daily. And, of course, what's on fire is the Fight Bananas YouTube page. Make sure you subscribe to it. Content daily. We're going to have fighter interviews exclusives. We're going to have inside training camp exclusives. And every podcast from now on will be on the Fight Bananas YouTube page. Man, we appreciate you guys so much. Stay blessed. We'll talk to you soon.
She's fine. It's my mind that's wrong. And I just let bad thoughts linger for far too long.